Pastor.
That was a few years ago.
No,
Nigeria is neck deep in debt.
No, so
how are you going to raise
Nigeria is neck deep in gross.
You get my point. I have spoken, and nobody has discountenanced my position that Nigeria actually has got a lot of money, but it's not in the right hands. I give you just a few examples. There are over 11 trillion naira being held back by revenue-generating agencies of government in this country. This is the official position today. Oil companies that are making billions in profit are owing Nigeria about $4.6 billion as we speak. There's a company known as the Nigeria Liquefied Natural Gas Company. It's supposed to be paying directly to the Nigerian government because Nigeria is the investor in that project. And because of the Ukraine-Russian war, they are quietly making a lot of money. But they will tell you that, no, don't say we are making money because we have already priced the gas and sold them at a rate beforehand. No, that's not the way it works. So those guys owe the Nigerian government $12 billion a year. But the problem is that they don't pay to the Nigerian government. They pay to the NNPC. And the NNPC has not paid a dime to the Nigerian government in the last 1 year, according to the Central Bank of Nigeria. So,
because of huge costs incurred on fuel subsidy.
It's not. If you incur costs on fuel subsidy and you are worried about that, going to fix your refinery, the body that says it's incurring fuel subsidy money is investing $2.7 billion in Dangote refinery. Does that make sense?
Backing up the federal government.
Yes. So, does that make sense? You have refineries that are not working, yeah, and then you are investing in a refinery built by an individual.
What's the conspiracy here? Let's.
There's no conspiracy. No. You see now, this is my problem sometimes with you radio VJs. The moment you hear the answers, you divert.
No.
Yes.
I want us to get deeper into what is the conspiracy theory. I know you've been involved.
What's the conspiracy theory about what?
Behind not fixing the refinery.
It's corruption. It's corruption. They don't want to fix the refineries because if you fix the refineries, there's no way you have all these bogus subsidy opportunities for thieves to steal from. It's the same way they operate subsidy from time that they still operate. So, for instance, Nigeria has 450,000. You're hearing me, right? On a daily basis, we dedicate 450. Not 45,000, 450,000 barrels of crude to local refining. Local refining is still there. So some people sell this at official rate, supposed to be refined locally, but the money disappears. That money by itself ought to be able to take care of subsidy if there was subsidy. So now they're also doing what they call swap deals. These are criminal deals.
Government of Polo has done some bit of work on unearthing some of these things. Is that a distraction?
That is a distraction. There's no country, serious country in the world that would give the control of its territorial areas to a private security company. You are just saying to the world that I don't have a navy, or I've just privatized my navy. All those ones are just distractions. The people who are involved in carrying out the theft of oil crude, they're not government on Polo's level. They're in Aso Rock. They're in NNPC. Did you not hear the Nigerian Customs say that the NNPC is lying? This is the official position of Customs as to, with regards to the number of gallons or liters of petrol that they claim they import and consume in Nigeria, that according to their records, we don't consume that many. So where do the rest of the millions of over-imported petrol go to? They are all stolen. So what the NNPC does simply is they say we're importing 60 million liters of petrol, and there's a subsidy for it. So they deduct that money. So they subsidize per liter, right? And if you are not importing 60 million liters, you have taken the money, you have subsidized what does not exist. So, and custom is helping you to get out of that quagmire by saying, no, according to our records, because we are the ones that the borders.
Yeah.
We are only importing, let's say, 20 million liters. But the NNPC is taking from you extra 40 million liters of subsidy. Even if it is subsidized by 10 naira, you multiply 40 trillion by 10. That is what was stolen from you on a daily basis. And nobody wants to solve the problem. It's not conspiracy theory. This one is science, mathematics.
Okay, for those just tuning in, I have with me in the studio the presidential candidate of the African Action Congress, Mr. Omoyele, Sowore, discussing his plans and also prospects his plans and prospects for the presidency in 2023. Let's take a look at. You say that there's lots of corruption in high places in Nigeria. How do you intend to fix that? If you get the opportunity to
You know,
get into the presidency.
the easier way to answer this question is to just take a look at me. You look at my background and pedigree and what I've done in the past. The amount of corruption I have single-handedly fought in this country. You know, today, the central bank governor, Godwin Emefiele, has been accused of not just corruption but terrorism, that he's financing terrorism. And the accusation did not come from Sowore, it came from the secret police in the country, and they're looking for him. But do you know that in 2019, prior to my detention, I detected and published through Sahara reporters a 500 billion naira theft from the central bank. That was the month that his tenure was supposed to be renewed. And it was ignored. The guy who republished it, George Obo, was arrested and kept in detention for 102 days.
Tell us about that.
Yes.
Do you have sufficient proof of that?
Of course I have. Not only do I have sufficient, I have audio of it. Audio of him, central bank governor, having conversation with senior bank officials like, we have lost money, or, if it's something you're interested in, you can Google it. And how we're going to do it. They stole this 500 billion naira and covered it up. So that's just an individual. What else do you want me to do for the country? How many corruption stories have I unearthed myself? How many, whistleblowing have I done through the media platforms Sahara reporters? Sahara reporters have sent governors to jail in this country. There's probably no corruption story that has sent people to jail today that I wasn't privy to exposing. In fact, some 10 years ago, on Al Jazeera, I had a shouting match with Donyo Cooper. I said, guy, you're a thief. And he laughed at me and said, I'm a joke, people are using him. 10 years later, he was sentenced and convicted for the same crime. But in my view, justice, justice denied. And when eventually he was sentenced, somebody who stole 720 million naira was asked to refund 13 million naira. I'm just giving you that so that you can understand that I'm tired of it telling people that I can fight corruption, because I actually know how to do it and I've done it on a private scale. So you can imagine what I'll be capable of doing when I become president.
But then you also have the judiciary to contend with.
But the judiciary use my report to convict people. Now.
Okay. But for long, take a look at what has happened with Audios or Carlos case. At some point, roughly about 13 years spent, and then now they have to go to a retrial. That length of time is enough for anybody's life to either stay or go off, and also a long time for anybody to redesign ways of.
No, I completely agree with you. So my kind of reform will also involve judicial reform. There's no way that you try a corruption story for 13 years, even in the U.S., that witnesses will not disappear or recant, or the person that you are trying may have died. I think there's a former deputy governor who was undergoing trial for corruption in Plateau State. He died during the period. See, we couldn't recover the money. We couldn't convict him. So the judicial reform that is necessary is also part of our agenda, so that people can get justice delivered on time. There must be a timeline for delivery of just judgment on cases like that. We're already doing it with election cases. 60 days, right? 90 days. We must get a conviction so that by the time you get to the Supreme Court, it will only be like a year. And the Supreme Court will be very clear in saying, look, this is a timeline to deliver your case, your judgment. I have a case in court, several cases, but I have a case of treason in court that has lingered since 2009. It's moving from judge to judge. It's on the third judge now. The last judge did not even invite me for further trial. And that's unjust because my life, like you said, has been held up. I haven't seen my kids, wife for 4 years, and I don't have any path to justice because judges are not even calling the case.
All right, I know some people have been trying to call 0805 5888 192, 0805 5888 192. You can also try 0805 5888 193, 0805 5888 193. For those who want to send WhatsApp messages or call from the diaspora, you can add +234 8099 931 931. 2 plus 234 8099 931 931. Those are some of the numbers to call. Well, before I get to my next question, somebody else just chipped this in. They're asking that is it true that during one of your court appearances, there was a picture of you being injected with something? I want to know if it's real or fake.
No, I think someone was holding a pen, and it looked as if he was trying to stab me. He's actually a senior lawyer, and I met him later. But when we got back to the DSS, because of the huge interest on the way I was abducted from the court, they too were scared, and we immediately called in the doctor to check if I had any injuries. That was none, and I made that clear. There's no point making up a story that's untrue.
All right. You have a court-like following amongst students, especially in this part of the country. They've had one of the longest strikes. Institutions shut down across the country during this administration. And some experts have said education is too cheap in Nigeria, too cheap to fund. And I mean, too cheap. People pay so little to fund education in Nigeria. I'd like to know what's your angle on that.
That's not true. That's not true.
Do you think we can effectively fund tertiary education?
Absolutely.
For absolutely everybody.
We can fund education for free for everybody. Because there's an education budget in the country. We've looked at it, and it's nothing compared to, the amount of money stolen by individuals.
So you disagree with the idea of having student loans?
I do.
If they have this in other countries.
Oh yeah, I took student loans before, and countries that have student loans are fighting against it, like the U.S. The U.S. government right now has got a loan forgiveness program in place. The Biden administration. Because the loan is a huge pressure on people. It doesn't allow people the freedom to use the education the way they want. It's loan system in the U.S. that force people to go and work for somebody, and it kills creativity. I've discussed loan before, and my own idea of a loan, if ever you get the loan, it will be additional to grants and support system that we have for people who are going to school. Yes, all right. So what I'm trying to say is that if you can give students loans, it will be for students it will be conditional, So if I want to make you become a teacher, you take a loan. But you must teach for 4 months, for 4 years after you get the loan. Otherwise, you pay us back the loan, conditional loans.
All right, let's take this call. Hello, good morning. Oh, okay. Sorry we didn't pick that early enough. 0805 5888 192. 0805 5888 192, and you can change that to 3 as well. I have Mr. Omoyele with me in the studio. Hello, good morning. Hello. Yes, good morning. You're live on the follow-up. Good morning. We can hear you loud and clear. Oh, please, you made it. Yes, we can hear you. Good morning. Okay, you can also try the other line, +234 8099 931 931. Hello, good morning. Hello. Good morning. All right, some bit of difficulty getting across the lines there. But let's okay. So you talked about student loans, saying you don't agree with
No, I don't. I propose that everybody in higher institutions should get at least 100,000 naira as study grant per year.
per year.
Yes.
100,000 study grant.
Yes, per semester. So if you have 2 semesters, you get 200,000 naira,
All right, let's take this
and
one.
it's like $300 per student.
Hello. Good. I'm fine. Good morning. What's your name? Yeah.
Good morning. Happy New Year if you're happy where you are.
Mm.
I don't understand why, and I don't know why you want to waste your vote. I can hear you loud and clear.
All right. Thank you very much. Okay. Then let's take one more call, and then you get to answer the questions. Hello. Good morning. Hello. Okay. All right. Just go on.
Well, he has answered the question. If you know that I represent a different kind of ideology, why would I be in coalition with people of the same ideology who have put Nigeria in a condition that
Peter
it
Obi
is?
is getting the balls. Have you tried?
Can you repeat what you just said?
He said it appears that he's getting the balls.
No, I don't know where
Social media.
social media is not.
When you look at the polls, in about 3, 4 polls, he has led
I've
about
said,
2 or 3.
I've said this before. People who are campaign managers for candidates have no business conducting poll. Peter Side Atedo,
Including Bloomberg.
Peter Side Atedo is Peter Obi's campaign manager, even though his name may not be on his presidential campaign list. They're just out there rigging polls for themselves, and they have come to a
And you
conclusion.
have proof of this.
Of course, I do. And I've challenged him to meet me anywhere so that I can present it to the public that he works for Peter Obi. In fact, he was the one who went and procured SDP for Peter Obi before they later found the Labour Party and joined the Labour Party and arranged whatever they arranged and put. They claimed that Patu Tomi was already a campaign that was presidential candidate of Labour Party, which is a lie, and he stepped down for Peter Obi. I think Patu Tomi arrived in Labour Party the same day Peter Obi arrived in Labour Party. So how could they have? But that's not the conversation for today. I'm just responding to that individual who said, I'm sorry. If already you know that I'm different, and that's the truth, why would you ask me to go and join Kwakwaso? Kwakwaso has been PDP. I think he was APC at the point. It's one of the longest serving government officials in this country. What has he done for the country? I will now go and join him. So I will elevate his failure to the public. Peter Obi has been PDP. He was APGA, came back to PDP. As of 2 weeks before their primaries, he was still in the PDP. How do you tell me that such a person wants to rescue power from PDP? If, for instance, let's say for instance today, there's a deadlock in the election, and Peter Obi need to merge with somebody, who do you think he will merge with? He will go back to PDP.
If there's a deadlock, who will you merge with?
I won't merge with anybody.
You're just going to leave it.
Well, if there will be a deadlock, it will be between us and them.
You have 30, slightly over 33,000 votes in
There was no
2009.
election in 2019. I keep telling you.
What numbers do you think you have now? What
I,
numbers do you think
can
you
you
need
can you
to get
listen?
to
Can you
win?
listen to me? There was no election in 2019. That was a selection. So whatever numbers you saw was allocated to candidates as it suited the agenda of those who conducted that election. And that's why we keep warning the public. Don't gloss over it, you know, because lives are going to be at stake again in 2023. Okay?
All right, 0805 0805 5888 192 0805 192. You can also send messages at this point. We will take them. I have Mr. Omoyele Sowore with me in the studio. 0809 9931 931. That's the other line. 08099 931 931. You've talked about, I know you've mentioned your giving out your thoughts on the endorsement of Peter Obi by Olusegun Obasanjo and some other big persons in government. But again, I'd like to, how do you intend to totally upset the political elite? But first, let's take this call. Hello. Okay. How do you intend to upset the political elite in this country?
First,
with the question marks that you see persist on the electoral system.
First, I always upset the political class, be they in the military or during the civilian period. And they acknowledge that all the time as well, that, you know, whenever they wanted to do something against Nigerian people, our reporter Sowore always came and spoiled business for them, you know. And it's not going to be different this time. That's why we're calling for election, not selection. I know some of you refuse to accept that they're not fair in conducting these affairs. And this is why I also constantly appeal to the press, to the media, because I'm part of the media in some ways, that what you are doing is a disservice to the country when you keep promoting the same failed individuals who don't speak to ideas, who don't even discuss manifestos or how to promote this country, or who have terrible past that you cover up and you promote them as the real deal or the big deal. And when you have alternatives, you start talking down the alternatives. How many votes are you going to get? You don't know which votes I'm going to get. If they allow free and fair elections, you'll be shocked at how many people are willing to vote for liberty and freedom in this country. You'll be shocked. That's the reason why they don't want to conduct free and fair elections.
All right. Hello. Good morning. All right. Good morning, Joshua. Please can you turn down the volume on your radio set? All right. Go ahead. Yes, I can, Joshua. Yes, he can hear you. Please turn down the volume on your radio set so that we can hear you clearly. Alright, I have to let you go there. Apologies. You can call back 02099 931 931. 02099 931 931. The other number is 02055 888 We're also streaming on Facebook at Adamimogo 931 FM on Facebook. Okay, so you were saying something funny.
Yes, I was talking about, you know, how to hold the electoral body to account and make sure that they conduct transparent and free elections so that we can critically continue to see what makes sense in terms of candidates in this country.
You said they don't want to hold free and fair elections
Yes.
in this country.
Yeah, because they've never really had a free and fair
election.
election.
To be an independent body. So
But,
who are those behind the scene that you
No,
claim don't want to hold free and fair elections? We have the calls coming in, but I hope that the network is favorable to us. Hello, good morning. Hello. Yes, go on. What's your name first? Joshua.
Good morning and Happy New Year to you. What I think is that they cannot take power from those who give them power, and that's very clear. They are part and parcel of the same power system in the country, political system. Peter Obi is co-joined with PDP. There's no question about it.
Okay,
Yes.
let's take this one. Hello, good morning. Yes, good morning. Please turn down the volume on your radio sets, please. Good morning to you. Yes, I can hear you clearly. I didn't get that. What's the name? Okay, Felix. All right, Felix, quickly. Please go on. You can hear you. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Let's take this one. Hello. Good morning. Hello. Okay. Let's answer this one. Hello. Good morning. Hello. Yes. Good morning. From Badagry. All right. Go on.
Good morning, sir.
You have just about 40 seconds to do that. All right. Thank you for your comments. Let's take one more call, and then we call it a wrap on the follow-up this morning. Hello. Good morning. Yes. Good morning. Yes. Good morning. Just please, you have to give us a name.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Oh, okay. All right.
Thank you very much.
All right. In just okay. All right. Thank you very much. Let's just to wrap things up. If you don't get to win, and maybe either of these political parties that you claim are not right for Nigeria get to win, how would you feel? And also, just to also wrap things up, if you get an offer from any of them to work with them, will you take it?
No, I won't take an offer. I'm not looking for a job.